It counts as one loss, much like what happened in Maryland 3 weeks ago. It counts as a loss. We'll regroup and we'll do our absolute best to try to get back on the winning track here in 2 weeks. We've got a lot to work on in the next 2 weeks, which we'll get back and we'll do. Said it all week. If it got into a track meet, we wouldn't be in good shape. Didn't make them punt once all game. They scored more than we scored last year. Offensively, we're not equipped to be able to keep up at this point in time. Hopefully we get there at some point. Questions?
You said after the loss to Maryland, a lot of it was what you guys had not done rather than the other team. Is this more so what Baylor was doing than you guys missing things?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I guess. I mean, there's probably a lot of things that we had to do, coaches and players all involved, that we didn't put our best foot forward. With that said, I would recommend giving Baylor some credit. I mean, I've never seen a team establish the line of scrimmage like they did. We've been pretty proud about how we've been playing defense around here for the last 5 games, and you can't play defense when the line of scrimmage is 5 yards backwards every single time they ran the ball. They ran split zone probably 50, 60 times. They never changed anything, and they just established the line of scrimmage. And the other side of the ball is the same way. We tried to run split zone too, and they were 5 yards back in our backfield. That's the one thing that shows up to the eye, but that was happening all over the place.
Coach, how's something good was it?
Huh? He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
You obviously saw him last year, but did that offense seem even more explosive this year?
Yeah, they're running the ball better. Last year Baylor hit some big plays on us. This year they ran the ball right at us. They're better than they were last year on all 3 sides of the ball.
Were you happy with how your team at least fought back and made it a little bit closer?
No, not at all. We didn't put our best foot forward, and I'm not happy about it.
Took a lot of shots deep there. Was that design going in? Was that what you felt was open? Quinn's decisions?
Yeah, I mean, we made a few plays down there, but didn't make nearly as many as we should have. I mean, if you look at last year's game, it's the same thing. Anytime you play a quarters defense, I mean, they're going to bring the safeties down on the run a lot, and they're going to do it quick, and they're going to do it to where they can take away the run, which means you need to take shots downfield. We had plenty of opportunities to do that. We didn't make good throws. We didn't make good catches.
The safeties coming down, is that also kind of what took away the mid-range passes?
Yeah, it does. They do a good job at jumping routes. If you do the intermediate stuff, they do a good job at jumping that with safeties. So, you got to throw it into some tight windows when it's like that. So we just felt like it was in our best interest to go over the top of them. We had a lot of throws. We had a lot of good looks at it. We're not equipped to be able to make those throws and catches efficiently at this point in time. We got to get there, and hopefully we will soon.
A lot of talk throughout the week about communication between you and your quarterback. How was it handled today in a tough environment?
Average, very average. And I'm not doing something right, evidently, because there's a lot of times in the first couple of series where I was giving him specific orders and they weren't being followed. So I'm not doing something right. I keep trying to work on it. That's why he went in early, is because we weren't getting called what I felt like needed to get called, and I don't know.
Baylor's offense has been getting a lot of publicity this year. What do you think about the defense today?
Better. I said it all week. I mean, they got 7 or 8 guys that were on that team last year that have improved. They're playing fast. They're playing physical. Their D line was established in the line of scrimmage, and their overall speed I thought was good. They're much better.
Heading into the bye, obviously a lot to work on. I mean, do you start right away? Do you start tonight, tomorrow? And how frustrating is this heading into, you don't have a game for 2 weeks?
Yeah, anytime you lose, it's frustrating. The thing about it is, and I think our guys understand this, is it counts as one loss. We need to regroup. We've been going hard for 10 straight weeks. That was a much fresher football team than we were. It was very evident. They're faster. They were fresher. It was very apparent to me. We need some downtime. With that said, we need practice time to get better. So do you keep grinding them at hopes of getting better, or do you kind of try to regroup? We'll do a little bit of both. We'll give them a few days off. We'll practice midweek, and then we'll come back and we'll have a good, strong game week for Texas Tech.
Do you approach this bye week as Clint Rickett the starter, or is it a competition now? I mean, where do you stand with the quarterback?
I have to look at it. You know, I thought Paul did some good things when he went in there. I thought Clint did some good things when he went in there. You know, we're going to need them both. You know, and then you know Ford's probably could have put him in there, but he's just not quite ready because he hadn't had the reps, the practice reps. You know, you're going to need them at some point in time. So we're going to keep repping them all. And the guy who kind of has the hot hands, the guy we'll probably end up going with.
Quentin Spain's injury right now. Do you know that situation?
I don't know anything about it.
Defensively, that comes as a surprise. I mean, you had played so well.
It did, but again, anytime the opposing offense can be that dominant up front, you're going to struggle. And they clearly came off the ball and established the line of scrimmage like I haven't seen in quite some time. And anytime that happens, it's going to be a long day.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. All right. Yeah.